Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Fat Boy Diaries. I'm Camron Gran, your resident fat boy, and as you can tell, something's going on, Cameron. Something's a tad bit different. And if you're saying, damn, Cameron, you look good, it's because I do look good. You want to know why? I splurged a little bit, and I got my professional lighting equipment, and so that's why I now have a fancy green screen. Trigger. Now you're in my world, and I thought to show you my world, come with me as I explore the mentality and the reason I decided to create The Flyaway Girl, which comes out this Friday, March 16th. It has to do a lot with my own dealings I had with suicide. And so the story that you're watching is kind of a retelling of my subconscious on the screen, because it has to do with Lyra and Vanessa Underwood. The sister commits suicide, Vanessa, and how Lyra doesn't understand how she could do such a thing, because they're so close, yet she never even knew that this was as dark as she was, because she seemed so strong. Which goes to show that people can put on really great faces and still be really dark and depressed inside. Robin Williams is a great example of that, because he's so funny and he was so full of life, and he showed everyone how happy he was and how brilliant he was, and he had this inside of him. With this film, I really wanted to focus on destigmatizing the subject of suicide in everyday conversation. It's something that, while I don't think you should joke about a lot with, I think it should be okay to joke about, because of the fact that if we take it too seriously, it becomes a subject that if someone says one word, you think that they are going to hurt themselves, so they should be committed, they should be forced to not, to take pills or be called crazy, which is part of the reason people don't open up until it's too late. Because they feel like no one will acknowledge these feelings they're having and just commit them and try instead of trying to really understand them. And so this film really dives into that mindset. The show is called The Fat Boy Diaries, and sorry, it got real all of a sudden. I try to be really lighthearted about my weight. I really have considered suicide because of the fact that everyone I talk to made me feel very unloved. And when I've talked to people before about what I was dealing with, they made me feel like I was crazy, because they kept saying the emotions that were triggering in me or in my head, and it really made me feel crazy. And so I don't want to hurt myself. If you do, please talk to a friend or a family member so you don't hurt yourself. I turned to eating. I became fat because I thought that I couldn't take my own life, that if I became fat enough or if I ate enough, I would have a heart attack and I would die another way. And that's something I've been trying to change. I wrote this film in March, and then this past summer, in May, my father turned 50 and he got sick. He died in August 11th. I was really angry about that. I still kind of am angry, because me and my father had a lot of issues that are never going to get resolved now. I really want you guys to see this film because of the fact that my dad was in the hospital and everyone told me that I should wait to come back and see him because he was getting better and he wasn't able to talk. And so I did, and I really pushed myself into finishing this film. And so, not only does this film deal with a lot of the pain I have about what brought me to feel like I wanted to commit suicide, but it has a lot of drive and push I got from wanting to distract myself from what was going on with my dad. I don't want to turn you guys off from saying it. It's just, I thought it was important to know that it is dedicated to my father. I really appreciated to everyone who was on board because it really helped me decide that I didn't want to do that because of the fact that allowing myself a place, a format to express these emotions without actually harming myself was very therapeutic for me, and it allowed me to see the next level for myself. And I really hope that people who see this film will take a moment after the credits roll to really ponder the message of my film. Very important for us as a society to destigmatize this subject because people don't want to feel crazy and they don't want to ask for help and be rejected because of people not taking the subject seriously and are taking it too seriously. And it's something I'm really passionate about, and I made this film because I felt that it was something that had not been approached before. No one had made a stand on the fact that we have stereotypes that we associate as being okay. If this person commits suicide, it's okay. When it's not, but it's okay because of the fact that if someone's bisexual or gay or well, not straight. People do commit suicide who are straight, but that's not a stereotype I'm talking about. Or if someone, usually a woman, but it can be a man, if someone is raped, it's okay for them to commit suicide because we as a society can justify why that person committed suicide. Either way, one person is gay, so they committed suicide because they're too ashamed to live with that because of the moral or religious reasons why it's a bad thing to be. And the same thing with rape, they committed because they couldn't withstand the feeling and the contamination they feel in their own bodies. And I also wanted to approach the fact that those are not the only people who do it, and if we only see those types as warning signs, we're not going to help everyone. And so this film really does, I hope, a great job of sharing that with everyone. It is lighthearted. There are lighthearted moments. It's a drama, so it gets dark, but I really wanted everyone to love the characters. Jackson Trent, who is a film buff himself, who also has his own YouTube channel, is very much the lighthearted side of life. He really does a great job of personifying the freedom and ability to laugh at yourself and ability to live in the moment. And I really enjoyed that about his character. And then Lyra plays a sister who's in mourning for her older sister who committed suicide, and she does a great job of mourning in her own turmoil because they're best friends, they're not just sisters, and having to deal with not knowing what drove someone that you loved so much and would do anything for to do that and not tell you that this was a part of them, and her understanding of that. And then Vanessa started out as a stereotype, truthfully, because I was trying to make a point about party girls. Jessica Fournier did a great job of turning her into a woman who had a lot of class and character, and who I was originally just making a stereotypical head cheerleader and popular and sleep around kind of a girl. And she made her more into someone who, that was her reputation, but all she wanted to do was be happy and to live in the moment and just have love and be carefree. And she did a great job of personifying that. I found that myself, I was personifying what I feel is one of my hardest things I do to myself. And people who are watching it kept telling me how I am the person who always sheds the negative in their life and sheds it to other people. And that's what my character is. He does that, but he does it while trying to help people. And he doesn't realize that how he phrases things, how he says things, still comes across that way. And that made me realize that I do that truthfully. To see it personified on screen, I think is a very pulling and gripping story. I really hope you guys enjoy it. It comes out this Friday. It'll be on YouTube, at least for a couple of weeks, and then I'm going to send it to festivals. I need to share this on those streaming sites first before that because of the reason that I'm someone who thinks I'm doomed to fail. It's something I've recently realized about myself, so I don't want to do that anymore. I don't want to be the person who says, I can't be that. I can't be that person. And I'm tired of saying that to myself because I can be that person. I can be that strong. And I think that anyone out there who thinks that way or who's suicidal, you can be that way. You can be anything you want to be, and The Greatest Showman, This Is Me, is a great song to personify the fact that other people are wrong. You are normal, and you are decent, and you are good, and you is kind, you is sweet, you is important. It's a great message, and if you feel the same, please tune in, and if not anything else, if you don't just watch this video, please share that message to destigmatize the subject of suicide. Just talk to your friends and you're like, are you okay? Is everything good? And if you ever need to say anything, just make it a casual conversation you guys have. Because sometimes people are really depressed because of things that happen in their life, and you just need to vent those emotions, because if we stop it at the beginning, it doesn't meld and reshape and reform into those hard places that really drive you to feel alone and cut off from the world and so hatred and disgust for yourself that you don't feel like you should be a person anymore. And I felt like if I had someone who I could talk to, who really could stand to talk to me long enough to really let me vent those emotions, it wouldn't have festered for so long. I'm explaining what my vision is. Film isn't as deep as I feel like this video has been. I mean, it's deep, but it's more an entertainment piece than a piece that's just striving to give you the dark. I really wanted to focus on relationship between characters and loved ones and lives. That's it for this episode. This is a YouTube channel. Sorry, I know I'm talking about a film, but it's my YouTube channel. Please feel free to subscribe, like, share, comment, dislike, because this is a hard subject and some people don't like this subject, which is why I want to destigmatize it. Come on, destigmatize the subject. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next time. Hopefully that'll be tomorrow. See you guys.